The June primary left many Kentucky voters concerned about the changes to the voting process in the middle of this pandemic. After the election, we spoke to one man whose vote didn't even count. Now, a few months later, Democratic Governor Andy Beshear and Republican Secretary of State Michael Adams have come up with new plans to address those concerns. Jesse Cohen caught up with that voter today to see how he feels about these changes.
Primary elections in 2020 will forever live in history books, as COVID-19 made voting in person a last resort for many, and mail-in votes the majority. Here in Kentucky, thousands of votes were not counted, and Mitz Nebakura is one of them.
Sure enough, they were saying they didn't get it on time, so it never got counted. And that was very, very frustrating.
After requesting an absentee ballot, he didn't receive it for weeks. And once he sent it back, it was too late. The last thing he wants is for that to ever happen again, especially as someone who gained their citizenship in 2006 and values the power of the vote.
The first presidential election that I was able to vote was 2008, so this is very important to me.
When he heard Secretary of State Michael Adams and Governor Andy Beshear had come up with a plan that resolved some of his biggest worries, he was relieved.
A lot of times it's like tough. That's just the way it is, and you have to live with it. This time I feel like they heard our concerns, safety concerns, and also the democracy.
Absentee ballots by mail are still going to be available come November if you're concerned with COVID-19.
That means that either if you are concerned about your own health or you are concerned about those that you come into contact with and spreading, you have this option.
An online portal is being launched in less than a week where you can request yours to be sent to your home. Adams and Beshear had two goals in mind when making this plan.
How do we make sure everyone's kept safe, and how do we make sure people aren't disenfranchised by this virus?
Which is why early voting will begin 3 weeks before the election, starting on October 13th.
The Secretary's proposal has the most robust early voting period that we've seen in Kentucky in my lifetime.
When it's time for Election Day, every county will have at least one voting supercenter, along with other approved election sites. And to top it off, if you were unable to get your driver's license or photo ID because of the pandemic, you can still vote. Mitz is grateful for these changes and the impact they will have on Kentuckians' ability to vote, especially because the plan was made with bipartisan support.
They said we put the politics aside, and what is best for the Kentuckians, that's what we want to concentrate on. So I thought that was very encouraging.
From the first moment, both he and I have put party aside completely and looked at the facts rationally.
For the Night Team, I'm Jesse Cohen.